What's good? How we doing? Welcome back today. Very excited. First ever prediction video today. Very special one. 2024 WWE Survivor Series War Games, man. I can't wait. I was excited to do this. I announced it on my video yesterday where I was building my action figure War Game set. Go check that out. And I got the shelf up here for Survivor Series, which I made in a short. Also uploaded yesterday. Go check that out on the channel. I guess it's under the screen. I don't know. But got my Punk shirt on because we got a lot to talk about today, man. So let's get to it. So only 3 matches have been announced for the card so far. But man, there's 3 matches we can do a lot of talking about. But first, I want to get into 2 matches that I think we're going to see additionally from the 3 matches that are announced. The first one I think we're going to definitely see is okay, so we only have 3 matches announced for the card, but before we get into those 3, because we got a lot to talk about, I want to go over some matches I think we could possibly see on the card. Now, I don't think Randy Orton is healed yet, and I was going to say Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes, which just got announced for Saturday Night Main Event on December 14th. So that's off the table, but I do think we see a possible Braun Breaker match, and I do think we could possibly see Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight. But enough on what could happen. We're going to find out this week because it is this Saturday. I'm filming this on the Monday of the week of Survivor Series. I'm going to try to have this up Tuesday or Wednesday. I won't be filming on Thanksgiving. I think it's going to be filming on the Friday. But I will do a recap and a review on Survivor Series. So now let's get into the 3 matches that are confirmed for the show. So the first match, I'll get the boring one out of the way. Damian Priest versus Gunther, which I believe it's announced. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed for Survivor Series. Damian Priest is not winning. They're not going to take it off Gunther just yet. I think when they do, it's going to be someone big because I think whether we like it or not, CM Punk is the next world champion. I think whether it's him and Seth Rollins, whether it's CM Punk winning the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, I think CM Punk is the next world champion, or actually I think this is more likely they hold Gunther for WrestleMania. John Cena takes the title off him, which I think I'm actually happier with that. But so I don't see Damian Priest winning. I mean, you never say never, but I don't see him taking it off Gunther this soon. I just don't. Okay, so now everything else I have to talk about, they're both War Games matches, 2 more matches, women's and men's. We'll get the women's out of the way now because we got a lot to talk about for the men's. So, for the women, it is Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Io Sky, and... That's it. Hold on, I'm blanking, I can see it. Naomi. Versus Team Liv, which is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae, which I do like the addition of Candice LeRae. I think it's good that she gets some recognition. So, there's a lot that could happen here. Now, I do think the heels win here. I think there's no use in having Liv Morgan get buried and lose to Rhea Ripley now because I think down the line, Rhea Ripley will beat her again. So, I don't think there's any point in having her lose now because that just, weakens her. But also... they just took out Jade Cargill on SmackDown, so we're going to find a replacement for that. But I do think, and if they don't do this, I'm going to be pretty pissed off. But I do think this is where Tiffany Stratton cashes in. I think this is where she pulls the trigger. I think she does it in the cage for the first time ever. I think she cashes in on her own teammate, which could lead to the good team, Team Rhea, winning. So I think there's 2 scenarios. If everything goes smooth like a War Games match should, I think the Team Liv Morgan walks out with it. But I'm going to say my prediction officially, Tiffany Stratton cashes in and Team Liv Morgan loses. Team Rhea Ripley will walk out on top. Alrighty, man. The moment we've all been waiting for, the main event of the show, without a doubt, which is in the entirety of my shelf up here, is the Bloodline War Games. I'm so excited. It is Solo's Bloodline, Solo, Jacob, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. With Paul Heyman making his return on SmackDown the other night. So there's a lot to talk about in this match. I think we'll go over a couple scenarios. So I think as much as it'd be believable for Roman Reigns to win, I think Team Solo wins. So let's just say this is a fair and square match. No shenanigans, nothing. I think Team Solo walks out on top because, again, obviously down the line we're getting Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns. And kind of like the Liv Morgan situation, what use do we have if we're making Solo lose? Because obviously we know he looks weaker than Roman. It's obvious he looks weaker than Roman. Roman Reigns obviously looks like the stronger candidate or a stronger option, of course. And he's on top of the world right now. Everyone's behind him. So I think there's no use. I think you're hurting Solo. Because you already have big bad Roman Reigns, everyone behind Roman Reigns, and then you have his weaker rival lose. That lowers him, and I feel like it doesn't really elevate Roman. But if Team Solo wins, that elevates Solo. Roman's going to stay right there because the fans are not leaving Roman's side. So I think it'd be smarter for the new bloodline to win. But now let's get into some of the shenanigans. So we know CM Punk took the spot from Seth freaking Rollins. Well, we don't know if he took the spot, but possibly. And I think that's going to take off Seth for not being in the match alongside Roman Reigns. And I think they're going to use that to drive CM Punk of the eventual Seth Rollins versus CM Punk feud. That being said, I don't know if Seth's going to come out and make a return and possibly cost him the match, but I do think that Seth Rollins would be the heel going into the Punk and Rollins feud. So I think this could be where you start that. Seth Rollins, salty, jealous. I think this is where you start this feud with Seth Rollins being the bad guy. So there's a possibility that Seth Rollins could come in. Or, if we leave it up to the bloodline to start the shenanigans, this is what I think personally is going to happen. Paul Heyman's going to turn. I think it'd be way too green, way too predictable for Paul Heyman to come back, bring CM Punk to take out this new bloodline. And you saw the outfit the other night. I know you're seeing it blow up all over Instagram. Put a picture right here. He's dressed like Solo. The red shirt, the red pocket square on the black suit. He's dressed up like Solo Sikoa. So I think Paul Heyman's going to turn. Now, because, and here's the thing too, and people were pointing this out, Solo Sikoa broke Paul Heyman's phone, but Paul Heyman had two phones. And Roman couldn't reach him, but he had the other one. I think that was for The Rock. I think The Rock got in touch with Paul Heyman, and he sent him back. And I think we possibly see a Rock appearance. That's why he's on the shelf. He's right there. I don't know if you can really see him. But I think we get a Rock appearance. I think The Rock comes out. I think Paul Heyman brings out The Rock to join Team Solo and prevent Team Roman. Or the highly unlikely scenario that Paul Heyman is good. He brings out Brock Lesnar, which I thought he was going to do Friday. I really had the feeling. But hey, come on, CM Punk's awesome too. That was so cool. March down to the ring to get some. I love that. I like the addition of CM Punk, but I thought that was a little predictable. And, I think having Brock Lesnar show up would be unbelievably epic. But you never say never. But so my prediction is Paul Heyman's not good. Paul Heyman's bad. And we get The Rock showing up. So that being said, two of my possible outcomes led to Team Solo winning. So I'm going to say it right now. Team Solo Sikoa, the new bloodline, the Walmart bloodline, is going to beat up the OG bloodline. I don't have a problem with that. I love the new bloodline. I've been loving the new bloodline. I never hated the new bloodline. Of course, because Jacob Fatu is, I think right now he's one of my favorite wrestlers in the business of professional wrestling. I think he's hysterical, great wrestler. I love Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa too. And Solo is cooking, and people are finally starting to recognize Solo's good at what he does. So I've been loved him from the beginning, and I root the best for them. So I hope they win. but I'll be wearing the Punk shirt, rooting for CM Punk, obviously. But yeah, so I got Solo Sikoa's Bloodline winning. Okay, so those are my predictions for Survivor Series. We got Gunther, we got Team Liv, and we got Team Solo, bad guys. So I don't think they're gonna leave it at 3 matches, but hooray, more TikTok. So when they do announce matches eventually throughout maybe tonight's Raw, Friday's taped SmackDown, I'll make TikToks predicting those matches. I don't have a problem with that. Quick and easy. Set the phone up, put on a TikTok, and just predict it. Talk a little bit. But yeah, so those are my predictions for the 3 announced matches for Survivor Series. I can't wait. So I'm gonna upload this on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday to space it out. And the next video should be the Survivor Series recap, which I will be right back in this position, and I will be talking about Survivor Series, talking about the show, and yeah. So hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.